Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about our crystalline temples. So if you didn't know already, the human body is a crystalline matrix, literally. It's got so many different types of biogenic crystals embedded within the different tissues. And these crystals have piezoelectric and conductive properties, and they serve as interfaces between physical and subtle energy fields, so between matter and spirit. So let's explore some of the body's main biocrystals, examining both their known scientific functions and their secret esoteric significance in consciousness and energy flow. So first we have magnetite crystals. Now the human brain, and especially the pineal gland, contains magnetite nanocrystals, and they are the most magnetic mineral found in all of nature. And these crystals are highly sensitive to electromagnetic fields, so to light fields, and they play a role in orientation, navigation, and in our brainwave activity, so in our thoughts and like what we pick up and our ideas and sensory information that we get from the atmosphere, whether that be kind of divine downloads or more everyday kind of like thought structures. And some scientists speculate that magnetite in the brain helps regulate our circadian rhythms, and therefore it has to do with melatonin production. And this is one of the keys to the sacred secretion time phase, because activating pineal magnetite crystals through meditation, breathwork, and certain frequencies is said to enhance extrasensory perception, ESP, astral projection, and even lucid dreaming. So in other words, not only is our magnetite crystals responsible for us being able to pick up those subtle energies that are coming through to us when the moon is aligned with our star sign, but also it's responsible for the piezoelectricity that happens with the Kundalini rising that allows for the secretion of the biochemicals of enlightenment. So are things like DMT, pineal, mexamine, etc. The second type of crystals that I want to talk about is octoconia crystals. So the inner ear contains tiny microscopic calcium carbonate crystals called octoconia. And these octoconia crystals help with the body's detection of gravity, speed, and again orientation. So it's giving, those crystals give us the perception of our position in time and space. Incredible. In yogic and mystical traditions, the inner ear is associated with the perception of inner sound, also known as nada. We could also call it the still small voice of God, the primordial vibration of the universe. And in ancient cultures, it's believed that tuning into these sounds, like the Om vibration, can enhance spiritual awareness and attunement to the cosmos. The thyroid gland, when we chant, has an inner connection to the inner ear, which allows us to develop that clairaudible skill or perception. Then we have calcium phosphate crystals. So bones are composed mainly of hydroxyapatite, which is a form of calcium phosphate crystals. So calcium and phosphorus. They provide strength, of course. The bones give us structure, and bones also are a place of mineral storage. And bone is piezoelectric again, meaning it generates electrical charges. And that plays a key role in our healing and regeneration mechanisms in the body. Stem cells developing within in bone marrow, so inside the bone, interact with the crystalline matrix of the bone. So the crystalline matrix actually tells or signals the cells to differentiate into bone, blood, or immune cells. So bones aren't just structural, they're also dynamic regenerative hubs for the body's health. And partly due to the stem cell marrow plasma within them, bones are considered the most sacred part of the body in many esoteric traditions, because they hold that ancestral memory and spiritual energy in that marrow where all those stem cells are born and proliferated. The piezoelectric effect in bones suggests that they serve as conductors for subtle energies, and that they respond to movement, sound, and vibrational therapy. So our bones pick up when we're chanting, when we're drumming, or when we're in certain yoga postures. And bones are also said to act as a crystalline archive for storing karmic imprints and past life experiences. And I believe that this again would have to do with the fact that they house stem cells in the marrow inside them, and stem cell DNA is the blueprint for life. It's giving us those programs of regeneration, of life, of evolution. And then we have the crystalline nature of DNA. So DNA molecules exhibit properties of liquid crystals, meaning they can align in ordered structure while still flowing like a liquid. So they build, but they also flow. And these liquid crystals self-organize, and they conduct bioelectric signals and respond to electromagnetic fields. So again, our DNA is responding to the light both in us and outside of us. The double helix structure of DNA means that DNA is highly resonant and capable of transmitting and storing a vast amount of genetic and epigenetic information. More information than we can imagine is stored in our DNA. And this aligns with the concept of Kundalini awakening, because the DNA that's present in those lymphatic fluids, like bone marrow, like CSF, are carrying these messages through the rivers and canals of the body, which is just super incredible. So the fact that DNA is a crystalline transmitter aligns with ancient mystical teachings of the light body, the macabre, where the body's energy structure becomes luminous and fluid because we're tapping into those streams of living energy within us and influencing them via epigenetics with our practices. And of course, practices like meditation, fasting, breath work, yoga refine lymphatic and CSF circulation, enhancing cellular renewal and therefore spiritual transformation. The liquid crystalline nature of DNA infers its malleability and how it's influenced by thoughts, emotions, and vibrations, validating the power of intention and spiritual practices on cellular transformation, because where attention goes, energy flows. This is why our practical exercises are so valuable. And the last crystal I want to talk about today is uric acid. So in the body, uric acid forms needle-like crystals in the joints, and these crystals actually cause pain, stiffness, and swelling. And research shows that repressed, so trapped or stuck stifled emotions and traumas and oxidative stress from poor diet and inactivity causes excess uric acid in the joints. So by having all of that stuff going on, the repressed emotions and, the sedentary lifestyle, we actually promote uric acid in the joints, and that is what makes us really inflamed and stiff. Which is really interesting because uric acid also plays a role in pineal gland calcification, so the hardening of the pineal gland and the coating of it that stops it being such a powerful transducer. Practices like fasting and detoxification, again, all of the sacred secretion practices and other low impact activities are recommended to release excess uric acid in the pineal gland and in the joints of the body, so we don't become calcified or petrified and have this buildup of uric acid within. So in conclusion, the presence of crystals within the body shows that we're not just biological organisms, we're also electromagnetic. We're crystalline beings, and we're capable of storing, receiving, and transmitting and interacting with energy and with consciousness, with divine mind. We've seen about magnetite crystals in the brain and pineal gland and how they receive cosmic influences and act as a compass for us. We've talked about the octoconia of the inner ear and how that helps us to tune in to spiritual sound frequencies. We've talked about calcium phosphate in bones and how that facilitates not only strength but also ancestral memory, piezoelectricity and regeneration through the marrow. We've talked about DNA as a liquid crystal, a bioelectromagnetic way of processing consciousness. And finally, we looked at uric acid, specifically in the joints and pineal gland, and how we need to clear excess uric acid to prevent blockages and allow us to be open to being flexible, being subtle, being free from inflammation and pain in the joints, and also having that clear channel, that clear pineal gland, the clear philosopher's stone or crystal ball, to have that seership, that foresight, that hindsight, and that overall unity consciousness that makes us feel so connected to everyone and everything. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do take a moment to like it, to subscribe to the channel, to leave your comments, and to join the community and be part of this overall conversation that we're having. And as always, the links to my books, courses, and other resources can be found in the description box below this video. We've been doing a lot of practical sessions on Sundays, the Shumna activations and Best Life activations, which are a fusion of Asene yoga and Kundalini yoga. So please do check those out on my channel as well. Faith without works is dead, as the Bible said. Putting this all into action and embodying it so we have the testimonies for ourselves is where it's really at. So as always, I pray that divine love will manifest itself in you all, always and in all ways. Namaste.